Welcome to the GoOutLiving Attitude, a cancer survivor's journey through health and wellness, helping others search for the tools to bring us a healthier and happier lifestyle. Hi, everybody. Jonathan Brandt, GoOutLiving. Today is an episode on Can Cancer Make You Stronger? And the reason I am doing this is I've been asked several times as a guest on other podcasts if you feel like you got stronger during cancer, during your treatments. And it's really an interesting thought, I guess. And I really thought about it from my perspective. And here's my answer, I guess. Yes, I really do think you can become stronger. Now, when we say that, I was able to really break that down into two parts. So I'm actually going to do this as a two-part video, one this week, one next week. Why? Because I'm going to break it down into the physical, strong, and the mental. Because I think there's a big distinction between the two. And I think it's important enough to go ahead and break it down into the two. So if we're talking about, again, can cancer make you stronger from the physical side? We'll start with that. And I do believe you can. One of the biggest things, and you guys have heard me say this, is when the doctor says go home and rest. It drives me nuts because I know how that feels. Mostly when I was in getting my bone marrow transplant, I was basically put in that bed and said, you can't get up without help. I came from working out every day. I came from walking every day, running. I was very physical throughout my treatment. So when they threw me in bed and said, you really can't go anywhere unless you have help, which, by the way, normally they don't have enough help to do anything other than quick bathroom breaks, unfortunately. But I found myself getting weaker. I mean, by the hour, by the day. I mean, I came out of it physically drained because I felt like I wasn't able to maintain my strength even when I wasn't able to do anything. I had to take their advice, I had to do what they say, and I couldn't move. So when we talk about can you actually get stronger physically? I honestly believe you can. And I think I proved that as well. When I was going through my original treatment, the chemotherapy, again, I was working out every day. It doesn't mean you need to overdo it. That was probably my problem. I was overdoing it. However, if you do it in a smart way, I think you can definitely become stronger physically. How is the question? Again, it depends where you're starting from. If you're going into a situation like me, you get diagnosed with cancer and you haven't worked out in a long time, it's going to be a little bit tougher. However, I guarantee you can get stronger because you're coming into it not in probably the best physical shape at that point. So again, I looked at myself and I upped the ante with myself. Well, like you all know, I I was diagnosed and said, okay, I'm going to go run a 5K, which I did. I had chemo and 2 days later I was running a 5K. I wouldn't have been able to do that when I said I was going to do it. And this was November of whatever year. And by March was the actual 5K. I had to work myself up to it. And again, from the cardio side, I was not a runner. I just didn't do it. So I had to get that strength up to be able to even finish that race. And I did. And I actually did fairly well. It was hard. Trust me, it was hard. But from a physical standpoint, I had become stronger. I had become stronger in different ways as well, not just from the cardio standpoint. If we broke it down into, again, upper body, lower body, I was becoming stronger because I was working out probably, again, more than I probably needed to, but I was definitely working out enough where I was gaining strength. And I could see that in, let's say, resistance. It was called the total gym. And I was upping it. Basically, you change the degree of the angle to get more resistance. And you're using body as your resistance. So as you up it, you're having to push more. Well, I was able to continue to up that and get at a steeper angle, which meant I was lifting more weights. I was becoming stronger. Other ways I did it when I started using kettlebells. When we had to move, this was after I went through everything, but I just got back from basically my surgery in which I was told I was limited to this amount of weight. So I started at that, what I was told I could do, and I worked my way up. I went from 10, 15 pounds to I'm now at a 60-pound kettlebell. Yes, not all that was during treatment, but I'm still in the recovery stage. Another way we talk about gaining strength, I believe, is from the nutrition side. So, from the physical side, I think I proved that you can do that if you're smart. But from the nutrition side, okay, let's look at that. Again, how did I come into it? I was decent. I was decent. However, I had to, again, up the ante for myself. I wanted to be as strong as I could while I went through chemo. So that meant more whole foods. That meant cooking at home more. That meant really understanding what my body needed. And I think I did a fairly good job. I believe, again, I ended up stronger in so many different ways. And one was through that nutrition. Now, it kind of came and bit me in the butt later on as I did different treatments. As I did the bone marrow transplant and did different, I did a different chemo for that. I had to do the antibiotics for a year. That took a lot out of me. I came in, like I said, I went into that bone marrow transplant pretty strong, but I came out really weak, and I was weak on both physical and that nutrition side. And I had to change a lot of things. Um, from the nutrition side, again, I think most people go into it probably not in the best shape. You know, honestly, the American diet is horrible, and we all know that. It's fast food, it's high salt, high sugars, it's ultra processed. None of us are probably doing it right. So to me, again, it's a very easy way that you can become stronger. You can take it slow though. And I keep telling you that. It's not a race. It's you're looking for a healthy lifestyle. That's what I was looking for. So I took my time. I added little things here and there. I added a little bit more vegetables. I added more fruit. I wasn't actually doing any fruit. So I started doing a shake or whatever that I was putting in some supplements, some protein, giving myself more physical strength, but also from the nutrition side, giving myself, again, everybody needs more nutrition. Everybody needs more minerals, more vitamins to be stronger. So I was slowly adding those things while I was going through chemo, and I could feel a difference. I felt great there for a long time, even though I was going through chemo. So I definitely think looking back from a physical standpoint, whether we're talking the fitness side or we're talking about the nutrition side, I truly believe that you can become stronger. Now, we can look at other things. We can look at people with diabetes. We can look at people with obesity because I don't think it's just all about cancer, obviously. That's what I went through, and I know you can become stronger. I really do. If we look at all the diseases out there, I think you can take a similar path. From the physical side, I say take it slow. If you don't walk very much, start walking. Again, you don't have to go out there and do a mile, but you can go walk for 5 minutes, go walk for 10 minutes. Build yourself up. Build yourself up to hiking. Build yourself up to a weighted vest. You can do that. Everybody can do that. But it takes time. You start low. You start with a small walk, you work your way up. And when you're ready, add a little weight. Again, very simple things. I like the kettlebell, but you can also use other things for strength training. Resistance. I love the resistant bands. I've talked about that before. I got stronger coming out of my surgery, especially. Again, I went from a very light band, probably 10 pounds, 5, 10 pounds. I'm up to the 50-pound one now. So again, I gained strength. Anybody can do it. And again, you don't have to get up to where I am. But if we're talking about just gaining a little bit of strength, which is good for everybody at whatever age, going through whatever you're going through, you might be in good health, but you just want to get stronger. We all can do that. So, again, from a physical side, from a fitness side, take it slow. Do common sense workouts. You don't have to go out there and kill it. You don't have to go out there and be in the gym every day. I really don't think you do. I have not been in the gym since I was probably in college. I do all this from home. So again, I'm not out doing anything anybody else can't do. And I'm not spending a lot of money doing it. I got some equipment. But when we moved from a house to an apartment, I had to minimize what I had. I had to be very smart with what I had. I have a plyometric box that I utilize. So again, it's no excuses. There's ways to do it. I love the bands. Like I said, I got a kettlebell. I got little things here and there that help me with strength. From the nutrition side, again, most of us go into this not in the best shape when it comes to nutrition. We've been doing the American diet for too long. The highly processed, a lot of salt, a lot of sugar, not getting the nutrients we actually need, the fibers, the minerals, the vitamins. So anything you can do, especially when you're going through treatments, you will increase, I believe you'll increase your strength. I really do by doing it right and start slow. Like I keep saying, you don't have to add everything. Don't go on these crazy diets. That won't work. I don't think it'll work. It didn't work for me. Not that I've done a lot of crazy stuff, but I know I've done in the past. I tried different things and it didn't work. Add some more vegetables, add some more fruit. Get away from the highly processed. Start cooking at home. Start meal planning. Again, all things that you can do from your home will be better. I guarantee it. And a lot of people say, well, the money part. Guess what? If you do it right, you're probably going to save money because you're not buying all the junk that goes into the, I opened up the cabinets one day and saw so much crap in there that none of it's healthy. Not one thing that was in there was healthy. And it's like, okay, we talk about money. That's an easy way to save money right there and put it towards more nutritional foods. So again, I don't think money is always that big a deal if you do it right. If you look at ways you can cut, and most of us can because we can take out this stuff that the junk food. We don't need all the chips and cookies and all that stuff. I don't anyway. Again, these are things that I did and I do. So I'm not asking people to do anything that, again, I haven't been there and done that. So when we come back to the question, can cancer make you stronger from the physical, from the nutrition side? You bet you can. Big yes, because I've done it. All right, folks. Like I said, there's going to be two parts to this. Next week, I'm going to get into more of the mental health side of it because I think that's just as important. And watch this one, watch the next one. I think you'll enjoy it. All right, everybody. Thank you all for listening. And as we continue our health and wellness journeys, find the attitude, keep the attitude, go out living. Bye.